He's curious. The oysters were curious too, weren't they? Aye. And you remember what happened to them? Poor things.
Why? What did happen to the oyster?
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how we can become our own that girl in 2022, but healthy edition. We all know those videos that were going on recently about like that girl, and I personally really like the videos if you do it in a healthy way. There's some where it's kind of like toxic, so I decided to kind of give you guys 10 little tips of how you can find your own that girl routine without it being toxic mentally and physically to yourself. And as I talk to you guys about the 10 tips that I have for you guys, I will be doing my makeup for this New Year's Eve party that I'm going to. Keep in mind these are only 10 like tips that I have. There's like a million things that I could say, but these are 10 things that I just thought of. So tip number 1 is waking up at a decent time. Obviously with like that girl, like the normal routine, she wakes up at like 5 or like 6 in the morning, but let's be honest, a lot of us don't want to do that. So realistically, I would say probably anywhere between like 6 in the morning to like 9 in the morning. If that is too hard for you, I recommend possibly, like let's say you wake up usually at like 11. Well, put an alarm for 10:30 and then put that alarm for like 3 days and then push it again to 10 and then do it a couple days and then push it to 9:30 and so on and so forth until you kind of want the time that you want to wake up to. That way you're not all of a sudden going from waking up at 11 to waking up at like 6 in the morning. Tip number 2 is find a minimal skincare routine. So obviously this is kind of different for everybody because everyone's skin is different. So if you have a dermatologist, then don't even pay mind to that, but they obviously know better than I do. But I think if you don't have a dermatologist and you're just using a whole bunch of random skincare on your face, I definitely think you should kind of figure out what works for you, but break it down to a very minimal routine. Like I have a moisturizer, an eye cream, and like a face wash, and then I have a couple like face masks, but I don't use that every single day. Like you don't need a lot of product for your face. I feel like a lot of people think that to have like perfect skin you have to use all of these products, and that's not true. Like I actually have noticed sometimes that whenever I use too many products, my skin will freak out. So it's all about trial and error, but also don't freak out if you have acne. Like acne is so normal. Like, girl, I got a pimple here, I got a pimple here, I got one here, my nose, like, it's okay. I know that the original That Girl doesn't have any pimples per se, but she does. Tip number 3 is find a new hobby. I picked up journaling probably a little more than halfway throughout the year of 2021, and honestly, like, it has been really fun. I don't do it every single day, but when I do it, I quite enjoy it. Like, I'm also not gonna force myself to do something that I'm not in like the mood for to do, but it is very good to try new things. Just remember to not be afraid to do and to try new things. You can try, if you don't work out, you can try working out. You can try rock climbing. I don't read, so reading, arts and crafts, baking, skating. I wanted to try meditating, so just things like that, things that are a little bit out of your comfort zone. And the best part is, like, if you're too scared to try it on your own, ask someone to do it with you, because obviously that helps a lot, that like someone doing stuff with you. Tip number 4 is to stay hydrated. Now, I'm not talking about coffee, I'm talking about water. I know everyone loves their coffee, everyone loves their matcha, but most important thing is if you're drinking water, have a water bottle with you at all times. I usually will keep one of these big old water, well, it's not a water thing, it's like a soda thing from this one restaurant that they give you. But I usually keep one of those in my room, and I pretty much always am drinking water for my lunch and like dinner and all that. Tip number 5 is take a day out of the month to cut off social media. Social media can be super fake, super damaging mentally, and it is not very good for someone, especially if you're struggling mentally. I also think it's just good to take a day off from social media. Definitely whenever I've gone to like Mexico, sometimes when I haven't had like signal or anything, or even when I've gone to Tennessee or North Carolina, I haven't had signal, and sometimes like it feels pretty good to be kind of isolated from social media. Tip number 6, which I think is a huge one, is eat healthier, but don't restrict yourself. Something that I thought was pretty toxic with the whole that girl thing is that people would post super healthy things that I'm like, whether you believe me or not, you kind of do need carbs in your diet. And especially if you're trying to like lose weight, maintain weight, whatever, if you cut out carbs completely, you're gonna fall back. Tip number 7 is to leave things that serve you no purpose in 2022. It can mean anything between people, clothes, grudges, like just anything that does not serve you purpose anymore. Let it go. There are things that are way more important in life than holding on to these things. Personally went through my clothes and I took out everything that I was like, you know what, I haven't used you in forever. Bye. Thank you and goodbye. This brings me to our tip number 8 is keep a clean environment. So pick up after yourself, light up a candle if you have to, put jams on, it'll make you feel better. I definitely noticed that making my bed every morning makes a difference in my day. Just having such a clean environment definitely makes my day. It definitely changes my vibe. And if you're just not a clean person, what you can try to do is, you know, whenever you get home or whatever, if instead of just like tossing everything on your bed or on your counter or whatever, you know, make that extra effort and put it away where it's supposed to be away. Tip number 9 is do more things on your own. I feel like this is kind of easy for people who are more extroverted, but I'm an introvert and I personally don't like going out and doing things on my own. I feel like it's just something that's fun and you just have some alone time with yourself. You know, go to Panera, you can go to a library, Barnes and Noble, and just like hang out. You know, if you work from home, bring your laptop, you do school, just like have some alone time by yourself. But also remember to be safe and always carry something with you. Like I carry pepper spray with me everywhere. And then always tell someone where you're going and possibly have your location on with them. And then my last tip for this video is to go to bed at a good time. Try getting that 8 hours of sleep in. You definitely will thank yourself. This is something that I struggle with so much. This is something that I struggle with. I definitely tend to fall asleep either at 11 or definitely past 11. You know, you probably should take a nice warm shower, put on some comfy PJs, put on some lo-fi music to fall asleep to. I definitely recommend if you struggle with like being on your phone. If you live with your parents, maybe have them like lock everything 30 minutes before you go to sleep, or put away your phone 30 minutes before you go to bed if you have like that self-control. I am now done with my makeup. I still need to do my lips and I need to do my hair, but I will be right back so we can finish this video. All right, you guys, so that is it for my tips for how to become your own version of that girl in 2022. I really hope you all enjoyed it, and if you want, I can do a part 2, some other tips, because I did leave out a couple of things, because like I said, there's a million of things, you know, I could say, but we'd be here for a very long time. I wish you all a happy new year, and I hope 2022 brings you all lots of blessings. I love you all so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next year.
Oh, yes, of course.
Bye.
I will.